Hey girl, what you doing, girl? Girl, I got something interesting, honey, to show you, girl. Girl, when I tell you, you ain't gonna wanna miss this, girl. Girl, when I tell you that your sister, girl, is over here, child, what I'm gonna need for you to do is hit that like button right now. Go and hit that like button because you is up in here. You is curious, child. And I want you to be curious because your girl got something good for you. You just hold on, wait 1 minute. Let me show you what I got going on. Hey, girl. Child, I'm over here. Child, honey. Child, I am on it. You hear me? I'm proud of myself, though. You know? I'm very proud of myself because I'm doing what I've been scared to do for a long time. I'm doing what I've been scared to do, girl. Your sister, girl, is over here. Sister, honey, girl. Girl, I ain't playing. I'm over here, can't hear, not today, not tomorrow. You hear what I say? Do you know what I mean? Girl, we put some groceries up for the long haul. Do you hear me, child, honey, please? Do you hear me, girl? Alright, so over here, y'all done got the video or whatever of me doing my butter, right? We own it, y'all. I told y'all. Once I get to the point where I'm confident, I'm not scared of this canner no more, I'm finna be on it. So we finna can up some ground beef, y'all. And so what I got here is my ground beef, and it's froze. And I'm finna cook it just like it is, cause I'm gonna add some water to it to break it down. It's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Oh yeah. I kind of like the process of cooking the ground beef in the water. I thought that it was gonna change the taste, but it don't. Only taste that it changed is the fatty flavor. And guess what? That's alright, because there was one point in time that after I cooked my ground beef, I used to rinse my ground beef off with water. And that was to get rid of all that grease and stuff, because my dad, he couldn't have all that extra grease on, in his food and stuff. So we had to like pour the grease off of a lot of stuff that we cook, rinse it off and rinse the grease off and all that stuff right there. So it's good to be getting back to that. But I got my ground beef here. I don't know how much this is, but whatever it is, we finna put this in some jars. I know it's gonna be more than 9 jars, so I'm good to go. So, girl, we about to can up some ground beef, girl. And I'm excited to do it because I'm getting some stuff out the freezer. Give me some food in my cabinets that I ain't have to go to the grocery store and buy. I know what's in it. And, baby, hey, girl is doing it. And I'm excited. I'm excited, child. So, I'm just adding me some water to this ground beef. And I'm going to get this here on the stove. And I'm gonna start breaking this ground beef down. I just added enough water to get it going. It's about like half this pot. So I'm gonna add just enough water to get it going. Get my lid on it and let it go until it's done. I'm gonna add just a little seasoning to it because I want to be able to use that ground. I don't want to add like all different kind of seasonings to it, because if I want my ground beef for spaghetti, if I want it for like shepherd's pie, if I want it for tacos, or if I want it for hamburger meat and gravy over rice, I could do what I want to do with it. So only thing I'm gonna do is I may add some onion to it though. Cut up some onion in it, season it up a little bit real good, and that's it. That way I can use it however I want to use it whenever I get ready to use my ground beef. So when we get to that point, I'll come back and holler at you, girl. But like I said, don't forget to hit that like button, ring the doorbell, what I like to call it. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm happy to have you. But I'll see you in a minute. Alright, y'all. So now that I got the ground beef all cooked up, it's broken down to a fine meat. Broke down fine. So now you got to have you some broth to add to your meat when it go in the jar, right? So this is going to be a hot pack version that we're doing. Hot Hot pack is when you're working with hot jars, hot meat, hot kennel. Okay, so I got my broth back here, my water boiling back here, and I got me some beef bouillon seasoning, and we just gonna make us some beef broth like that. You can make you some broth by using you can use store-bought broth if you want to. I'm just gonna make me some broth right here. And I was gonna add me some onions and all that stuff to the ground beef, but it's alright, because when I get ready to cook it, I'll do that. I'll do it then. So I just want a nice little beefy flavor, not too beefy, because ain't no telling what I'm gonna be adding, using the beef for, the ground beef for. So I'm not gonna make it too beefy, but I'm gonna make it beefy enough. And then we just gonna add oh yeah, that's good right there. And then we just gonna add, so I'm gonna turn that down on low. Yep, that's good enough right there. And then we just gonna add some salt and probably salt and pepper to it, and that's it. Alright, so now sit this right here. Okay, so now we about to get our jars in the oven. I want paper towels. Oh, I done moved them way over here, child. They were hiding. So we're gonna get our paper, get our jars in 170 degree oven. The lowest your oven will go. So I'm gonna set this right here. The lowest mine goes 170. I'm working with the gas stove. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead on and get our jars. I gotta get some water in this pot, because this is gonna be for our lids. Get them over in some hot water so that they can be getting sterilized, and also loosening up that rubber to seal the jars. They got like a little wax. It's a wax to loosen up that wax that seals the jars. So we're gonna get us some water on the stove here, get it boiling. And I'm finna just go ahead on and put my lids right on in the pot with it. Okay, so we're gonna get these lids over here. I'm finna say I don't use that one. Okay. So we're gonna get these lids right on over here in the pot. See? And this see the orange part? That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna loosen that up. Okay, so I'm just getting my jars in the pan. And you want these jars hot, because we're working with hot broth, hot meat, hot, and our can we gotta get some water in it and get it hot too. So yeah. So I don't know how many I'm gonna need, but I got 13 jars here starting out with. So we're gonna work with this 13 first. And then hopefully I wouldn't need no more than that. Alright, so now we're going to get these on in the oven. And we're going to let these help warm for, they say 10 minutes, but I'm doing 20 minutes just to be on the safe side. Alrighty, y'all. So now I done took my jars out the oven. They're ready to go. And while the jars is hot, we about to start filling our jars with our meat using the funnel. Okay, so I got my meat over here, and we're gonna fill it to 1 inch head space. And with this right here, we're gonna have to debubble. Debubble means getting the air out the jars. Alright, y'all, so we got all the jars filled, and to mind you, 1 inch is the bottom ring of the jar. So now we're going to take our hot liquid, the beef broth, and we're going to maintain that 1 inch head space and fill these jars with the beef broth all the way up. To to the 1-inch mark. We're going to do that with all our jars. You can just add water if you want to, but I want flavor. Okay, so we got all the jars filled up. So now I want to take my debubbler and go down around the jars. Getting the air out. And all the bubbles will start popping up to the surface when you do that. And you want to do that to all your jars. Going around the outside edge, debubbling, making sure that you maintain that 1-inch headspace. Okay. So I'm about to do that to all my jars. Okay, so if you lost some of that headspace, then you just want to go back and add a little, add it back in, like that. All right, y'all. So now we got all that done back right. So now we're gonna take our vinegar with a paper towel and clean around the rims to make sure we have no grease on the rim. Got all the rims clean. So now we're just gonna take our lids and get it on now. worry about the salt because we got salt in the beef broth, so I can add my seasonings later. That way it makes my meat versatile. Put the ring on, fingertip tight. And now we're about to load these into the canner. I ain't got no lid on this one. Okay, so that's 9 on the bottom. So now we gotta use our separator to stack the rest. And we're gonna have just 2 on the top. Remember to add the vinegar to your water if you did it in the beginning, like I did. So we got 2. On top. Okay? So now we're gonna take our lid. I already inspected it. We're gonna get it over on the counter. Close it. And turn our heat up to high. Okay, y'all, so now the lid is closed and my dial is turned to steam. So what I want to do is wait for the steam to continuously flow out of the
the vent right here for 10 minutes. Once I get a steady flow of steam for 10 minutes, I will then set my weight to 2. Once I get it to the pressure of 2, once I set it to 2, then I will wait for my dial, the white little thing right here with the circle, they got the numbers. I will wait until I get that dial to the pressure of 2. So you want it to read 2. You set it to 2, you want it to read 2. Once I get it up to 2, I will turn my steam down, turn my heat down to keep it at that sweet spot. Once it's at that sweet spot and it's staying there, then I like to set my timer. And I will set my timer for 75 minutes because I will be careful.
All right, y'all. So I have a steady flow of steam coming out. So now I'm going to set my weight to 2. And I'm going to let that come up to pressure to 2 where I want it at. And then I'm going to turn it down to get it in that sweet spot. And we're going to let this go for 75 minutes. All right, y'all. So it's getting almost where I want it. And I'm going to turn it down, turn my fire down in just a second. As soon as it get up a little bit more. All right, so I got my steady weight that I wanted it. And now I set my timer for an hour and 15 minutes. And we're going to let this to pressure for an hour and 15 minutes. All right, y'all, so the timer is up on the ground beef. So I turned the fire off and let the pressure come down to 0. Once it come down to 0, then we could turn our, I'm going to turn the knob right here to steam to make sure ain't no more pressure in the pot. And then we can open the pressure canner and get the jars out. Alrighty, y'all, so the pressure has went down to 0. Now we can open up the canner. So make sure when you open the canner, you open it away from you so that steam won't get in your face. And then you take your jar lifter and now you can lift the jars out the pot. The jar is already in there. See? Oh. Get my towel over here. Be careful to not tilt the jars. You want them straight up and down so that they don't lean or anything. And you want to just take your jars out and sit them over to the side on your towel and let them cool off. So okay, so now we're going to get them. And once the lids start popping, you know you did a good job. They done sealed. So you don't want to touch them for 12 to 24 hours. So tomorrow we could take the rings off of them because you don't want to store them with the rings on them. But y'all look at them. Look at there. Y'all know that's hot. Look how that's boiling.
What's that?
Huh?
What kind that is?
That's the ground beef.
Ground beef?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Hey, that ain't that.
Alright, y'all. So make sure y'all hit that like button. That's it for this video. Ring the doorbell, I like to call it. Till the next one, this your girl Tiana. Y'all be blessed. And I am out. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to hit that like button now. Alright, y'all, so this is what the ground beef look like. It's cooling down. It ain't all the way cool, but it looks good, y'all. All my jars is sealed. Got a little grease on the top, but it's okay.
Did a good job, y'all. 10 out of 10.